Okay, welcome back. Law of signs examples. We're on our last case of the law of signs, and that is for side-side angle. Okay, now remember, this was our ambiguous case. Now, what does ambiguous mean? I put an ambiguous. Let's erase that. Okay, what does ambiguous mean? It means unclear, ambiguous case. Let's see if that'll recognize it. I doubt it. Oh, it's pretty close. Okay, this is our ambiguous case. It's easy to remember this case because, again, we refer to it as side-side angle, but if you were a bad person, you would refer to it as angle side-side. Please don't do that. Okay, but it's easy to remember. It's a bad word backwards. Okay, now, this case, ambiguous means unclear. So the reason they call it that, because we're not sure how our triangle is going to look. So we have to look at different situations. Okay, there's really 4 different cases we're going to have to sort our way through. Now, your first step is recognizing just when they give you an angle and 2 sides that it's a side-side angle case. Now, it's easy to do that because they will always have to give you an angle, and one of your 2 sides that are also given has to be the lowercase letter of your angle. Again, using standard notation, that means they have to give you an angle, only one angle, and the side opposite for it to be this special side-side angle case. Okay, if you think about it, if they gave us triangle PQR and they gave us angle Q equals whatever, and side R equals whatever, and side P equals whatever, okay, none of the letters match. So this is going to be a side angle side case because if I draw my picture, put my Q here, okay, I could put R here and P here. Okay, little r has to go here, little p has to go here. It's side, angle, side. Okay, so anytime you're going to get this side angle case, one of the sides given would have to be the opposite side. So you're always going to have one uppercase letter and a lowercase letter. Okay, so that's how you can tell just by looking at it, it's going to be this special case. Okay, now, there's some things we're going to have to set up. Okay, first of all, when you draw this picture, or when you realize it's a side angle, the ambiguous case, always draw your picture as shown. Okay, you have a horizontal line, draw a diagonal line, and then this bottom left-hand corner will always be your given angle. Okay, if you set it up this way, it will make evaluating the 4 cases much easier. Okay, so once again, since that's important, okay, you draw your horizontal line, however long, draw your upper side of the triangle, and then your bottom, the angle formed. Notice you've only drawn 2 lines, so you've only formed 1 angle. The given angle always put in this lower left-hand corner. Now, that's important because that makes this side, if we drew it all the way in, have to be little a. So I've marked and labeled big A, angle A, side A, little a, and I only have one thing left to label. Always put that on this upper side of your given angle. If you always label it this way, I put B equals 6, but I haven't told you that yet. If you always label your picture this way, it will make analyzing it in the long run much, much easier. Okay. All right. So here's my picture. Okay. I'm going to do stuff generally first to make a point. Okay. One of the things, so again, this side over here that we don't know where it goes yet is going to be little a. This side up here is little b. Okay. Notice I've drawn in a height already for this triangle. Okay. 3 out of the 4 cases, it's going to be useful to know the height. Okay. So let's see how we would calculate the height. Well, whenever you draw in a height, it again forms a right angle. So notice we have a right triangle. Okay, from here to here to here. Okay, and when we have a right triangle, we can use Pythagorean theorem or SOHCAHTOA. Okay, so notice that since I'm only given one angle, H is opposite that angle if we always draw it this way, and B is the hypotenuse. Okay, so in other words, sine of the given angle A will equal height over that top side, which in this case is B. And then we could solve for H by multiplying both sides by B, and we get B times sine of A equals the height. Okay? Or if you always set it up this way, it's that top side, okay, times sine of your given angle. Okay? And that will save you a lot of time thinking and setting up. Okay, so height will always equal this top side times sine of that angle. And again, it'll be easy to tell which one's which. Okay, it'll have to be the only side that is not the same letter as your angle. Okay, so let me clear out again. Let's look at our different cases for the height. And I'm going to throw in some values here. Okay, I'm going to make A 30 degrees. So I'm going to mark this is angle A, 30 degrees. I'm going to make B, again, that letter doesn't match A, so that's the top side here, equal to 6. And then side A would have to be the side opposite angle A. Okay, and in this first example, I want to make A equal to 2. Okay, so I'm just going to use this green line for side A for now. Now, normally I don't know yet what this triangle is going to look like, so I just didn't make it touch yet because I'm not sure how and where it's going to touch. Okay, to determine that, okay, I first notice, okay, and all the special cases are based on if the side opposite the given angle is less than your top side. So 2 is less than 6. Okay, so that's when we're going to have to evaluate the height. Okay, now we just got through saying height will always equal the length of the top side times sine of the given angle. Now I picked 30 degrees because that's a nice value. We won't have to estimate because we all know sine of 30 degrees is, go ahead, say it out loud. Show your parents you're doing your homework. Okay, 1/2. 6 times a half, pull out your calculators, is 3. So my height equals 3. Okay. Now in this particular setup, I'm always going to keep A as 30 and my B as 6. So I'm going to keep height notation's up here to remind you. I'm going to make it a little smaller though. Push it over in this corner and lock it in place. Okay, so my height is 3 units. I'll go ahead and mark that. Now, in this first example, I'm letting A equal 2 units. Notice A is shorter than the height. So what does that mean? That means if I rotate this, okay, it's not going to reach the bottom side. It's not going to reach that horizontal side. Okay, no matter where I try and rotate this, trying to keep it the same length, okay, it's too short. And that's why I drew it in green, because we can go to the next problem already, because the answer is no triangle possible. Okay, because the opposite side is less than the height. Okay, so that's our first case. I made it green because it's a good case. It means we can go on to the next problem. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and split my screen here. I missed. Okay, move over. And I have it written up here. Okay, in terms of, again, instead of using A, B, C, P, Q, R, whatever letters, I'm trying to use words to describe it because the letters will change with each problem. Okay, so the side opposite the given angle, in this case A, is less than the height, then there's no triangle possible. Okay, and that's a good case because we're done solving it. There's no triangle, so there's nothing to find. Okay, so that's a good case.